morning, Rabbi Sai. Dili nishmasi mimerosi ruspas Mordechai. Hayoim shloishim yoim. Shehem arba shavuos v'chamisha yomim boimer or loimer. Last night, the Chevra went to a beautiful, beautiful chasana. What? Gershon David, his name is. The Miskeri Glenn Esterson. He's a brand new. Yeah, his name is really Gershon David. That's why I said it. Yep, that's why I said it. Gary Ben Moshe is Gershon David. Beautiful backdrop, mamish, like right by the everything you did there was by the Kaisel. We had the schus of being by Glenn. He just became a Ger Tzedek, and his wife is a Gioris also. Oh, it's coming. Actually, he walked me down. I think it looks like. This is the first time in history, Rabbi Yisai, history was made. First time that the guy that walks down the chassan also read the ksuba. Never happened in history. Look at that. Unbelievable. Yeah, so Mazel Tov to Glenn and his wife. This is a very long email, and I think I want to read something from a book in a second, so I'm going to skip around here. Basically, how do you engage 6,000 new people? We have 6,000 people that joined Chullin. The only idea for engagement, new members, is WhatsApp groups. It doesn't really work. The high-level ideas, I think MD is already functioning like a non-for-profit version of an LMM. What's MLM? Multi-level marketing. Right, in a good way.
It's not a pyramid scheme.
It's not a scheme, it's a pyramid. It's the pyramid without the scheme. It is a pyramid scheme for Torah. In a good way, but without the tech latest for it. There are participants. There are people actually bring others in. The kids are agents. I'm envisioning, listen, but this idea is murdic. The question is, how do you implement it? I'm putting you on it. You get on it. Yes. I'm envisioning a well-built platform where users can have profiles, see real status, and understand their impact. For example, who they brought in, who those people brought in, how many people they connected to across multiple generations, how many hours of learning that represents. Each person represents hours, and then you get a total of your hours with your anacles in there. That represent and even visibility in their own giving history with MDY. Think of it almost as an impact account, something like people check periodically the same way they check bank accounts. The kids are outside the celebration of Rosh B, as the flame of Torah, the Daf keeps on to the Yomi, Hollywood, Florida. Oh, this is in our little shtipel over there. Oh, they're dancing outside in the parking lot. Beautiful. This is in Hollywood, Florida. And then they have this MDY. I don't see anybody there. Is anybody? Yitzi Eisenthal, our boy in Belgium, showing all the siyumim. He says he claims it grows. I don't know. I didn't count all the people. He says it's growing. Siyum above Mitzia, Siyum above Basra, Sanhedrin, Shavuos, Avodah Zarah. Look, he's keeping track of it. It's very nice. Zvachim, Menachas. Anyway, Tarm River satellite location like Ba'omer event. They made a big matzav over there for MDY and the Chevra. Or they're making one. Tuesday, May 5th. Okay, 7:15. The other was invited. I'm fairly new to MDY, so I wasn't around when you considered open up a yeshiva, nor when you decided against it. But I want to tell you something. You might not fully see it, but you actually have several yeshivas already. At the various viewing locations, groups of wonderful yeshiva bachrim gather every evening at the third seder, and even sneak away from Ma'ariv and come to learn Torah with real enjoyment. No one forces or persuades them. They come on their own, giving up their free time to learn, enjoy, and gain new understanding. Along the way, they even take care of organizing the viewing locations properly for everyone. So maybe you don't get to wear a frock for it, but officially you're not. And officially you're not the Rosh Hashiva, but you should at least know that these virtual yeshivas exist, are growing, and are bringing new life to these sweet bachrim. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, you're changing their lives. Your Talmud from Neve Yaakov, MDY, with regards, Nechemia Cohen, check out this beautiful video he put together here. Rabbi, so we're allowed to listen to music. This guy's unbelievable. What goes on in Neve Yaakov is unbelievable. Bemes. Every night. He has his earpods in, right? He has no idea what's flying. They have a projector on the It's one of our 30-something locations. It's unbelievable. It's literally like that every night. It's unbelievable. Neve Yaakov, unbelievable. Rabbi, here's the map of all the locations in Eretz Yisrael. It's unbelievable. I didn't count. How many do we have now? 33. Lag Baimer, 33. Lag Baimer, 33. Beautiful, beautiful. No, they just opened 3 new ones. We were at 34 once. Went down. We're at 33, including Eilat. Rabbi Isai, we have a guest in the house. He's back. Shamshi Shlafrak with Arle. Arle used to be this, but this represents MDY. Literally, the Yishalmi and the Goy Gomor with the pink shirt.
The committee has returned.
The guy that knows how to learn and the guy that wants to know how to learn. I'm not going to say which one.
That's it. Don't say which is.
I'm not going to say who's who. Those who know. Those that are in the shir long enough. So this is the first day of Chullin in the Hebrew shir. A boy said, this is what goes on in the Hebrew shir once in a while. Check it out. The covered Chullin, they did a move. Wow. It was a surprise. Okay, where's that book? Give me the book real quickly. How many minutes are we in?
Just from the bottom.
I'm reading it first time. This is the book. Rabbi Murray Mazelton.
Arno's father-in-law.
Oh, that's who sponsor is. Arno's father-in-law. A few weeks later, my husband Arnon and I attended a Shabbaton for Eli Stefansky. Daf Yomi, and Rabbi Nachman Seltzer was there. Without telling me, Arnon approached Rabbi Seltzer and asked if he would write a book about my father. Rabbi Seltzer responded that he would love to, but he needed the family's approval. When Arnon told me this, I said it's not going to happen. I said too many opinions. Then Rabbi Stefansky spoke about dreams. It was Parshat Vayeshev. He spoke about Yosef's dreams, Paro's dreams, and how everything begins with the dream. It's a speech. If you don't dream, he said, nothing will happen. And when you dream, people may discourage you, push forward, and suddenly something clicked. With Hashem's help, I decided this book would happen. That's it?
That's
from the first Shabbaton.
That's it. You said.
Oh, that's the first Shabbaton?
And everyone pushed and said, no. She heard you speak.
And it said dreams. You got to push forward. So it's true, you see? The idea is true. Dreams come true.
Dreams come true.
Wow. You have to have a dream and go forward. Shkoyach. Beautiful.
Want it? It's a beautiful.
I don't want it without I need a drush in here.
You can't write anything in it, but you could.
No, on this side, so I can't pull it off.
Take it.
I will, but I don't trust you.
Okay.
All right, Rabbi Isai, we were promised the dapim of Agadata towards the end of Menachos, but it's happening now. It was pushed off a little bit. Sirius Ha'omer, the Refuas had more revision shlita. Sirius Ha'omer, anonymous, mazel to Sruli follow up upon finishing his 19th Masechta in Shas. Mazel tov. MDY Coffee Corner, the man's back. Covered at Tefillah Committee. Dal Lifnei Miyat Oimed.
One-man committee.
Official edition MDY Shas, Masechta, Zevin Yal, Sholhof. Perek, the Benedict family. Daf Hey, Joel and Rachel Gedalius, in honor of Bella, Chaya, Yehudis, Moshe Aryeh, and Devorah. So he took another daf here. The first, from the beginning, I know. David Solomon, dedicated memory of Avi Moiri, whose yard was yesterday, Shmuel Baruch, Ben Chaim Tzvi Doiv, Zechron Levracha, the Patrick Family Foundation, gratitude to the consortium and the alliance, and all they do to support MDY. Anonymous, Hatzlacha Baruch Nisu Begashmis, and thank you to Chief Benny, Anonymous, for complete refuah shleim and arichas yomim, Talea Bas Esther, Coil sponsors, HYK Ventures, CFO Services Families. Hello, I thought you were going to change this. And the companies they own, Benjamin Rosenfeld, Bracha B'Parnasa, Innovations LLC, as a schos for Akiva Simcha Ben Feiga and Rivka Yehudis Bas Yavachaya, Ari Simon for Shleim of Mori Baruch Ben Miriam, Benjamin Rosenfeld, Parnasa Ben Shefa. I think he's coming with us. Is it this is Benjamin Rosenfeld? He told me he's coming tomorrow. If we could all get out of here. Moshe and Ruchi Markovich, Rabbi Isai, just to give you a heads up, the plan is we have a yearly MDY trip for the sponsors of MDY to keep the operation going. This year we're going Bezer Hashem to Morocco. Hopefully, we're able to get out. Getting back in is a different story. First, we have to get out. Zelligan, the Zeitlin the Zeitlin family. Rabbi said we have a tremendous schos. Yesterday he was here. He was very quiet. He didn't want to say anything. But Sean, Carter, and Hunter, Spencer, Zeitlin's Rebbe is here. One of his. What's your name? Asher Doretsky. Get over here. He's here. What are you? He's here. Shalom Aleichem, Rav Asher. You did a wonderful job. They're wonderful boys. He says they're like they're the only kids in the school with long hair like that. We don't want to get into it, but they're cool kids. And look, it's not about the chitzonis. That's right. They brought the daf to the school, and a bunch of kids are doing it. No. A bunch of guys are doing it. Mazel Tov, Tiden Zelig 15, and Hunter Zeitin 14 on their 500th daf, halfway to MDY 1K status. Wow. Yumi Feig, Lili Nishmas, Shendel Basar Rav Yechiel Mechel Shalom. Yartzeit is on like Ba'omer. Daily sponsors, Mitzvah Motivators, Lili Nishmois. Aaron Yosef ben Shmuel Pereiro, Akiva ben Avroma Vino Price. And of course, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, Shmuley Kleiner, the Nishmas Rav Shmuel Yaakov Bornstein, Zeich Tzaddik Livracha, the Nishmas Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, Schus Yogan Aleinu, and the 45 Kedoshim of the Miron tragedy. Arya Hershkowitz, the Nishmas Eliezer Tzviel, Rav Shalom Ben Yom Tov Alevi Nifta Bason Miron, Lag Ba'omer Tovshin Pei Aleph. Arya Hershkowitz was friendly with that mishpacha. Nisim Basalian and family in memory of Moshe ben Shimon. Anonymous, thank you, Rebelli, Yossi, Mark, Benny, artists and editors for helping me finish 500 daf of Gemara. Shkoyach, Jamie Azulai, Mayor Plankin, Ari Blau, Mazel Tov, Shuli Portowitz on the Siyum. Thank you for hosting the Toronto MDY Siyum. Mazel Tov, Yishur Koyach. Yisrael Goldstein. Whoever started with Fishel and Sanhedrin got to 500 now. Beautiful. Yisrael Goldstein, my grandson Israel Shulim Chalaka, and the 5 Reb Shimons from 3 years ago. It's actually 4 years ago. The Nace happened 3 years ago. Tzvi in Sarah Corlin, in honor of our son Ezra's Upshar, and he should follow in the footsteps of Rashbi. Chaim Weissman, B'schus Rashbi, L'schus Zer Shel Kayoma, B'korov, L'yosef ben Priva, Roiz of Ishtoi, Chava Brindel, the Vaira, Shbark should give them Zer Shel Kayoma. MDY art for the month. Refuah Shlema Yonatan Itam Ben Beshav Bracha. Refuah Shlema Mordechai Ben Esther. Refuah Ayela Daniel Zev Ben Ayelet Esther. Voice Tzvi Korlin's coming? Very nice. So let's see, where was he? Oh, here, Tzvi Tzari, in honor of our son Ezra Upsharon. Beautiful. So he has young kids at home. Voice today we have like an Agadata Gemara. Tomorrow as well. Bezer Hashem, we're easier stuff. It's turning out to be a Gishmak Mesechta. I hope you're still with us. You 6,000 guys. Stick around. It's just getting better. So, we had a tremendous chiddush from Rav Anan, and today we're going to knock it out. We're not going to go with it. But Rav Anan says that somebody that worships Avodah Zarah, he's a good shaychet. You could still eat from a shechita. And the Gemara says, where do we know this from? We know from the story of Yoshafat and Achav. Achav made a bunch of steaks and he made a tremendous barbecue for Achav and his men. And Achav ate from it. Yoshafat ate from Achav. And Yoshafat was a tzaddik. He did not do Avodah Zarah. So you see that you're allowed to eat from somebody that's over Avodah Zarah. So the Gemara goes through a few questions. How do you know it? We're holding like 14 lines from the bottom of Dalet in the base. V'dilma oivadia zavach. Who told you that Achav, the Rasha, he was the sheikh? Maybe Oivadia. Oivadia was one of Achav's men, but he was a 1 minute. He was a tzaddik. He hid 100. He was not a navi. He hid 100. Well, you ask him. There's a sefer called Oivadia. He hid 100 neviim in 2 caves, and he saved them. He saved 100. He worked hard. He risked his life. Like, think about the Shoah. Goyim risking their lives saving Jews. He risked his life to save 100 Nevi'im. And in that schos, he got Nevuah. He was a special person. So maybe Oivadia was the one who's the Shaykhet. And for that, you're certainly allowed to eat Oivadia Shechita. Then Oivadia Zavach. Says the Gemara, no, it's impossible for a human being to shech that much. If you remember the video from yesterday, there's a lot of food on the table. L'roiv ksiv. Oivadia have a suffix. It was impossible for him to shech everything. With the 7,000 Yidden that did not worship Avodah Zarah, that was basically all of society came from that 7,000. Everybody else was wiped out, I believe. The Chsev, V'sharti b'Yisrael, here it's a pasuk. V'sharti b'Yisrael shivas halafim. I only left over 7,000. All those knees that didn't bow to the Avodah Zarah. Says the Gemara, yeah, but they weren't around to shecht. Tamuri Habim Mitamri Mizevel, they were all hiding from Mizevel, the Russia, who killed all the Gdolei Adar, who killed everybody. Vidilma Garid Achov Havamalu. Maybe Achov was a bad guy, but maybe his people were all good. Lo Yisokadaitov. That's not how it works. If you have a bad leader, all the people are going to be bad. They follow him. So maybe Yeshavat's people are also no good. And they're the ones who ate the bad meat. Whatever the bad guys shechted, the people from Achav, so the people from Yeshavat ate, because they're also bad. We already established that there was at least one good shaychet, but he couldn't shecht enough. Okay, so he shechted for the good people. But Ovadia was around, and he shechted, whatever he shechted, Yeshavat ate. And the thousands of people that came with the Yeshavat, they all ate the treif meat from the treif guys. It's the same svar that we said a second ago. When the leader is a Rasha, all his people are Rishayim. It goes by the leader. Follow the leader. L'chayra, if Yeshavat was a good person, so all his people were good, and therefore they wouldn't eat from that hechsher. And from the fact that they all ate that meat, you see that you're allowed to eat meat from somebody who's a mumur to Avodah Zarah. They weren't that bad. Maybe they weren't Mechal Shabbos. They kept the Torah. Just had a little Yetzer Hara for Avodah Zarah. And that's okay according to Ravana. Maybe whatever Achav's people shechted, his own people ate. And Yeshavat's people also shechted. Maybe they came with their own shechtim. Says the Gemara, you've seen that video. Should we see it again? Here, let's just show it just one more time. We might understand a little bit better now. You see that Yeshafat and Achav were very friendly. They did everything together. They were best of friends. Yeshafat, you don't see if he was a tzaddik. Achav, you could. And they themselves shechted maybe. This is Laroiv, all the steaks, all the lamb chops, everything. Oh, this is what the Gemara says. Best friends. Chutanim. And then they went to war together. Minalan. Says the Gemara, how do we know that they accepted all the bad stuff and the good from Achav? We're the same. I'm like you, you're like me. So I accept upon myself all the Isser and Heter that you do. So when it says right there in that same pasuk, the 2 words later, it says Kisusai Kisusecha. My horse is like your horses. It also means an Isser and Heter. My horses and your horses, we all accept. They accept all the Isser and Heter of yours. I said this in the beginning when I started saying this year in Hebrew. So the Olam wanted me to say in a Sfardi Havara. And there's a whole machlek. Should I speak like a Litvak, like the Yeshiva Havara or the Sfardi Havara? So I tried it out in the beginning until this was the Makeh Patish. Got to the pasuk Eila Berecha Veila, and I said Eila Berecha Veila Batutim. Yeah. It's a big problem in the Hebrew. It's a serious problem because the Olam, when we started out, so even if we're more, let's call them cooler guys, more modern, but they all went to yeshivas. And they said, you cannot talk, we don't want the Sfardi Avara. Don't say, like speaking Hebrew. We want yeshivische Sprach. So okay, so we established with yeshivische Sprach, which was better for me because I'm more used to it. But then the problem is, we want to get to the Dati Leumi Chavra, and they don't. Some of them, the Sfardim, they come in like, what do you say? They don't know. It's like a different language to them. Literally, don't understand what we're saying.
Okay, you have to make another shot.
No. It takes about 3 days, and they get into it. If they could last for 3 days. Hachinami, you heard? I told you guys that the first day, I looked it up last night. The first day of the Spanish Daf Beis is holding close to 1,000 views already. It's unbelievable. Close to 1,000 views. So the shaila is if it's all, because I said in Shir yesterday that we do it in Spanish, so maybe all the Americans clicked in there. So we don't know. We'll see. If it keeps on going, Bezer Hashem, it's crazy. Yiddish is coming soon. French is coming soon. French. Oh, so what's pshat kisusa kisusecha? Your horses are like my horses. The pshat is, they're like tanks. Horses is a tank in those days. Whatever happens to your tanks, it's going to happen to my tanks. We're going to war. Whatever happens to your horses is going to happen to my horses. We're in this together. So, Kamayni Kamayich is not referring to Isser v'Heter. It's referring to our bodies, our physical being. We're going into war. Whatever happens to you, however many people are not going to make it, they're not going to make it from my side either. Elo Mahacha. So how do you know that he took upon himself all the Isser v'Heter of Achav? That Yeshafat was masking to everything that happened over there in Hechsher wise? Melech Yisrael v'Yeshafat Melech Yehuda Yoshim Ishal Kisai. They're sitting each one on their own chair. Melubashim begadim. They're wearing the clothes of a king. Begorin. Begorin is the threshing floor. I saw in a Gemara that it calls it one of the pshat. He's masbered as a silo. I think it's a mistake. Begorin means a threshing floor. Silo is more of a.
We touch it.
Oh, thank you. Silo is more of a storage vessel. A goren means a place where people come and thresh I'm just trying to not if you don't think it's a silo. It's a threshing floor. Begoren Pesach Shar Shoimroin in the gates of Shoimroin. My goren. Editor, you don't have to edit it. Don't leave it in. My goren Ilay Megoren Mamish Alter Shar Shoimroin Goren Ava. It can't be physically a threshing floor. Well, you think there's a threshing floor as you walk into the Shomer by the gate over there? Elo ki goren. What do we sometimes refer to as the threshing floor? That's the Sanhedrin. This nan Sanhedrin is like a chatzi goren agula, something like this. They would sit. The 71 would sit in a half a circle. Why? Kadesh you roin says so they could all see each other. And you don't do it in a complete circle because then you lock everybody out. It'll be impossible to come in. Let's say you want to stand in front of the Sanhedrin. How are you going to get in? It's very so you have a half a circle and like this. So that's what it means. That it's referring to the Sanhedrin, not to literally the threshing floor. Memela, they accepted their halachas. Says the Gemara Levim Se'ele. Maybe I have proof to Ravanon, which, like I mentioned before, it's not going to last. But we have proof that what? That somebody who's an Ovid of a Zara, it's a tremendous chiddush. If you thought about it before we started the sugya, you have to say to yourself, the guy is Ovid of a Zara. He doesn't believe in the Rebbeinu Shalom. He's worshiping someone else. So you're going to trust him for a hechsher? Ravanon says, yeah. So the Gemara goes into the beautiful story. Agadata. Eliyahu Novi, he decreed that there should be famine, for 3-year famine. So Achav was upset at him. What, you're putting an embargo. So he's going to go kill him. So he had to run away from him. So how did he live? He ran away into a cave. The ravens, they bring him every single day lechem ubasar, geschmack, a meal of bread and meat, ba'boiker, velechem ubasar ba'erev, and also in the evening, the morning and the evening. Oh, what's the raya? V'amar Rav Yudam Rav, says Rav, mibeit ha'bochid ha'achav. Where did this meat come from? It came directly from the kitchens of Achav. Says the Kliyakar, why from Achav? Should be from Yeshafat, maybe. Some people actually learn from Yeshafat, but it doesn't fit into this Gemara. He says that's what the Rebbeinu Shalom does. He shows you who's in charge. The person that's trying to kill you is the person that's going to feed you. I'm going to make it like that. He's feeding you every day. Basar v'yayin. Here, a boysai. Beautiful video. Some Sefer says it. Who's first? Kliyakar? They say why dafka ravens? Ravens, the Gemara says, are akzarit. They're mean to their own children, and it was like a sign to Eliyahu Navi, enough. You know, you're being too mean to Klal Yisrael. They're in famine. Let them go.
Is it a bus with a Salmon Me'ayin?
Oh, right. So the Gemara says like this: Al pi hadibur shani. You can't bring any rye from there. This is ravens from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and Eliyahu Navi was soymech on whatever HaKadosh Baruch Hu. If HaKadosh Baruch Hu is sending him b'neis meat, I can eat it. It's from the Rebbeinu Shalom. You don't bring a raya. Oh, where did it come from? From Achav, so maybe you can eat it. So says Taisvas, ask Taisvas. We do all Taisvasim, especially when they're. Obviously, you have to come on to the Rebbeinu Shalom gave it. You have to come on to that answer. Says the Gemara. What's the answer? No, but obviously, if you don't say from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you have a different problem. So you have to say, automatically you have to say it came from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So he says no. Obviously, if he got the meat from the raven, obviously, what's the problem with Bashan and Salman? Is it from a Jew or is it from a guy? So obviously it came from a Jew. But obviously, it doesn't come to be matter a shchita of a ovid kechavim. That much what?
Why did they bring the story then?
No, in the Havamina. He's going in the Havamina. Before, that's why I have to say no. Al pi adibur shani, and that's why I cannot bring a raya from.
Can't pass him from.
That's something else. It's not. You're not passing. Torah Lev Shemayimi is just the Torah isn't. But you could from Torah, from Shemayim, you could see whether or not it came from a goy or a yid. That part, yes. My arvim. So we're learning arvim means a raven. Omar Avin arvim mamish, literally a raven. But how do you know? Omar Lei Rav Adabar min Yomi. If I want to break it down, maybe their names were arvim. Because we've seen the pasuk, Irvin, two Irvins. Miloik Siv, Hargu is Oirev, Bitsur Oirev, Vezaev. It says there was a guy, his name was Oirev. Come on, two people with the same funny name, two Irvins? Nah. You're right. The two people punkt have that same funny name. That they're named after a bird, not Stam a bird, a raven. But maybe there was a place called Oirev, and they came from there, so that makes more sense. Two people from Oirev. Milik Siv. Irvine, Givaldik. They came from Irvine. Vidilma Hashem B'koyman. Milik Siv. V'aram Yotzu G'dudim V'yishbu Me'eretz Yisrael Naraktana. Says they came and they captured a Nara Ktana. Now, anybody that learned Kiddushin with us or throughout Shas, what's a Ktana? Up until the age? 12. What's the Nara? From 12 to 12 and a half. The Olam's holding. Here, how do we know? Here we go. Ktana, boom. From 0 to 12. A Naira is from 12 to 12 and a half, provided she has Simonim. A Begeris is from 12 and a half till 120. So how could you put those two words together? Nara Ktana. She's 12 and a half, she's 12, and she's also below 12. How does it go? So Memela, Vikashilon Kroy, Vikashilon, Karila, Nara. You're calling her a Nara. Vikarila Ktana. How can you call her the same thing? They're opposites, they're contradictory. The pshat is that she's actually a Ktana. But she happens to be from... I know, but how does it in English? How does it fit into a city in Los Angeles? When you come up with it, let me know. Says the Gemara, if that's the case, if they in fact came from, if there were two people that came from a place called Oirev, Imkain, Oirvim Mibayale. It should have been called New Yorkers. You don't call it New York. If two people come from New York, they're called New Yorkers. Two people come from Oirev, they're called Orviyim.
Nara is a city in Japan.
Which one?
Nara is a city in Japan.
Oh, it's a city in Japan. Vivaldik. Let me say LA. I have another raya, and this is a freebie Rabbi side. We learned this sugya yesterday. I have a raya to Ravanon that is somebody that shechs, and he's a big Ovid of the Zara. He has a shtickle of the Zara going on in his house. He has a nice getchka. Says Ravanon. It says, everybody's permitted to shech, vafilu kusi, even a kusi. Vafilu oral. Even somebody without a bris milah, vafilu Yisrael mumar, and even somebody that doesn't believe, hayar alechidami. Who are we referring to over here? If his brothers, they died after the bris milah, so they pass and he cannot have one. He's a perfect Jew, and of course he can be a shoichet. He's a guy that's mizalzel in the bris milah. He's mevai, it says Rashi, he kicks it, he looks down at bris. It says that if somebody that doesn't believe in something, you're not allowed to eat a shechsher. If over here dover echad means everything besides things that have to do with nevela and eating. Sorry, you could do shchita. I said not. You could do shchita. Then what? Somebody that doesn't believe in something in the Torah, one of the mitzvahs in the Torah, he doesn't believe in lulav and esrig. So that's like somebody that doesn't believe in bris milah. What's the difference? It's the same thing. So why are you repeating the same case? It can't be that you're repeating the same case. Elolav, mumalav edizar. Let's go with the Ravana. It's a right to Ravana. Know what? Somebody that does a little avedizar, shtikol baltaiva for avedizar, he's allowed to shech. With the Ravana, that's mutter. Loy, leimaim loch, mumalav edizar loy. I'll say no, absolutely not. Something that's avedizar, that's too much. Why? If you deny avedizar, it's like you admitted all Torah. And if you do avedizar, it's as if you deny the whole Torah. So you deny the whole Torah, that's it. You can't check. Ella mumar loisa davar. He's a mumar to nevelos, and that's the big chiddush that even though he's a mumar to nevela, he doesn't believe in nevela, but we could trust him in shchita, which is in the same category. It's food.
First at night,
V'chiddur Rava, and like Rava says that a mumar to nevela, a guy that eats cheeseburgers, l'tiyavain, we could trust him as a shaychet. Meisvei.
There's 600 mumars. You can be mumar to Shabbos, you can be mumar to Arayos. Why are we picking the one that would make most sense? Mumar to Kashrus.
No, that's even the chiddush. That's good with the chiddush.
No, don't say the chiddush. Not too much of the chiddush. He's mumar to Treifas, you trust his shechita. Maybe he's mumar for Shabbos, you trust his shechita.
Because we already said mumar.
No, that's Rava. We already yesterday we already established there's a Rava that says that's not a problem. If you're a mumar, I hear what you're saying. Why jump? But we already have that shita. Rava said yesterday that a mumar l'tiyavain on Evela is okay for shechita. So the Gemara is saying, why jump? Why go to Taved Zara? Take it down one step to Nevela. Why take it down from Taved Zara all the way down to Megillah, to Chveis, to simple thing? Take it down one step. Meisvei mikem v'lei kulchem. So it says in the pasuk, Tabei Zara Mamat Aleim Odom ki Yaakov mikem korban Hashem. So it's not everybody. Mikem, which is talking about an oila, an adava. Mikem v'lei kulchem. Not everybody can bring. Lahoitzis hamumar. A mumar cannot bring a carbon. Here. Let's see. Here. Oh, wow. It went in order. That was by mistake. Let's see. I did this literally at 7:05, 5 minutes before share, but it happened by itself. Baruch Hashem. Maybe somebody did it for me. No, I copied from another place, so it could be. Let's see if it goes in. Oh, gevaldik mamish. Chesed Hashem. Maybe Yoshi got up and he did it for me. Mumar, no, because then the lamed wouldn't be touching the tuff over there. A mumar cannot bring a carbon. Mikem, only in Klai Yisrael a mumar can't bring a carbon, but in the nations, if you have a guy who's a shtickle mumar, he could bring a carbon. Min ha-behema, lahavi b'nei adam shedoim lebehema. The Gemara is going to talk about this on Amud Beis. There are human beings that act like animals. They're not mentioned. What does that mean? They don't keep the Torah. They don't keep mitzvahs. So they're animals. The Zamordika Arizal, today is the day of the Arizal, like Boimer. I think he invented like Boimer, the going to the cave of Rashbi. So the Arizal says that sometimes a person does an Aveira and he dies without doing tshuva. So Kadosh Baruch Hu puts him in an animal, puts his neshama in an animal. And then another person does an Aveira, the same Aveira, but he does tshuva. And he goes to the Beis HaMikdash and he gets an animal. Kadosh Baruch Hu Mzam, and the animal that he shechs as a carbon is that guy's neshama in there. And you shecht and you take out the neshama. So you give that neshama a tikkun through the same Aveira, the same thing through that. There's Bnei Adam shedoim lebehema, and some behemoths are doim l'adam. That's why we shouldn't be mitzar animals. You never know. You might be mitzar your own father, Zechrein Levracha. Give him a smack. It's your father. Okay. Mikan Amru, Mikablin Karbonos Mepoishi Yisrael Kadesh Yachzrim V'Tshuva. You hear this? It's Mardik. Why do we accept a carbon from a guy that does Averis deliberately? Poishi Yisrael. He does it deliberately. Kadesh Yachzrim V'Tshuva. You have to give them a chance to come back with tshuva, and if you push them away, you say, no, I don't accept your carbon, then they're pushed away forever. It's much like all the psychologists today say, you have to show them a lot of love, never push them away, give them the chance to come back. So Rabbi said, there's a song, you probably know it, not so many people know it, but I want to, those who don't know it, I want to teach it to them. Not that I don't know it so well, the Olam here is going to help me, but the few times that I heard it, I'm not joking. I cry every time. If you don't see me crying inside, I'm crying. It's a beautiful tefillah. It's a tefillah that the women get to say. Us men don't get to say. They say it by. Now I know why they cry. You know, women cry by Adlakas Neiros all the time because the words are beautiful, especially the high part, especially the part in red. So I want to teach to you and say it as a tefillah. It's murdik. Who's going to help me out over here? You guys over there. Levi, you know it? All right, here we go. These are the words. Well, we'll only do the things one time, but the Ve'eskelirois we'll do twice. All right, let's go on the right tune. Zari v'zera zari Tamidei chachomim v'chasidim Ahuvim lemalo v'nechmodim lemato Zchazikes levo L'toiro v'avoido Hakol kirtzoi nechoato We're holding in the green thing. Kol kitzoin choatoi vayayaya Azekes levovo L'toiro v'avoido Hakol kitzoin choato Da 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 Rabbi Sai Leroy's Bavonim Banim of Leroy's Bavonim Banim of Oiski Batoiro v'mitzvos B'yemes Inai na 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 Yes Leroy's Bavonim Leroy's Bavonim Oiski Batoiro BMS Shkoyach. It's Mordig, no? We should all be zoichet to see our children and our neighbors' children, all of them. Oiskim b'Torah v'mitzvahs. They should all come back. All those who left. Zog the Gemara. Chutz min hamumar, there are two who we don't accept korbanos from. Chutz min hamumar, so we have to understand what this mumar is. Chutz min hamumar, that's one thing. Umin nasach hayayin, that's number two. Somebody who does avodah zarah with wine. Umechalel shabbos beferhesia. He does chil Shabbos beferhesia. There was a thing I didn't show yesterday. What's a Mechal Shabbos beferhesia? This guy's not Mechal Shabbos beferhesia. I don't know exactly. It's on Shabbos. Not so Ferhesia, okay?
Are you done, man? I need to mop. You're 2 days late on the protection money, which means I owe you every bone in your body broken. But it's Shabbat right now, and on Shabbat I don't draw blood. It's forbidden. So you come to me Saturday night after sundown, okay, and I'll give you the beating I owe you. All right, don't bother me. I am going to pray at the synagogue.
Okay? If you're Michal Shabbos for Hesia, Michal Shabbos for Hesia. Haguvagat, you like it? Who said top one? Oh, for that. Eli liked it. Okay? Top. Haguvagatcha. Amris mikem v'loy kulchem lo yitzis hamumar. So you have a shtickle problem. Here we go. In the ratio, we had mikem. Just remember the word mikem v'loy kulchem lo yitzis hamumar. So he said mumar can't bring a carbon. Then it says you could. That's not a big kasha. Reisha mumar l'kol ha'torah kula. As you see over here, I wrote mumar l'torah, the whole Torah. So no, he can't bring. Mitziasa mumar l'davar echad. But the middle part is if he doesn't believe in one thing, he doesn't believe in lulav, bris milah, he could bring a carbon. We have a problem. We just read besides somebody who's a mumar and somebody who does avodah zarah with wine. So let's do the seifa. It says mumar no. What does it mean? Which one is it? The purple. What's the purple? Mumar not. That's exactly what we said in the red. The red says mumar l'kol ha'torah no. So you're not going to repeat yourself. And if he's only mumar for one thing, not for the whole Torah, kashim tziyasa. It says mefurish that you could. It's green. If you're mumar l'davar echad, it's okay. Mumar and nisuch yayin is one thing. It's not two separate things. It's not a mumar plus somebody does it. He's a mumar for avodah zarah. Ulechal Shabbos is b'verhesia. Somebody's b'chal Shabbos b'verhesia. So Rashi says over here. It's a beautiful Rashi. He says, and we do all Rashis. These are very severe. Okay. He says that Shabbos is like doing avodah zarah. Why? Somebody that does avodah zarah says he believes in another entity. Somebody's machal Shabbos, says Rashi. This man Dama holds. You don't believe in the Rebbeinu. Why? You're saying that HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't rest, and that's why I'm not resting. I don't believe in that whole thing. So it's very severe. Alma, what do you see from here? We just said that the word mumar over here, mumar, the purple we have to write over here. I didn't have time. Mumar la'avodah zarah. That's what it should say. And what? And he cannot bring a carbon. So you see, not like a Ravana. You see, somebody that does avodah zarah can't even bring a carbon. What? Okay, I don't know. We'll have to see maybe the roots of the Gemara. It was this, that.
Well, just established right now. It's a kasha Ravana.
Yeah.
Right, so maybe his own people.
His own people, the different things that we got out of it. We said no, but it could be. Hold on, let's go weiter. But to Yufta the Ravana, so the Gemara goes away from Ravana. Somebody who does have a desire cannot be a good shoichet to Yufta. Says Gemara, you bring me a whole pasuk mikem that you could bring a carbon, you can't bring a carbon. Ma'aretz, proudly mumar. We learn from another pasuk. Daf Yomi Beis. From the pasuk, a different pasuk, Ma'aretz, proudly mumar. Reb Shimon Yosi, I remember Reb Shimon. Oh, Reb Shimon, in the name of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. So I got to remind the Olam. Yossi Yisrael Goldstein just sent in a thing. He dedicated. So the quick Maisa, it's not Gaiva B'chlal. I don't usually say Maisas of Gaiva. This is a story by Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. 4 years ago, there was 4 Reb Shimons on the Daf, on like Vaymer, and Yisrael Goldstein, he called up, he asked me if I could mention every single time that I say Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, I should stop and say Zar Shel Kayama for his 2 daughters. He gave me the names, and I said it in Shir. Look back on Lag BaOmer 4 years ago. Stopped the shir and he actually played a little music. And then on the 4th one, I said, let's do this b'kavana. Let's have kavana. And wouldn't it be interesting if his daughters gave birth 9 months later? Okay. Sure enough, 9 months later came and went, and no phone call. So no nes nigla, gevaldik. Erev Lag BaOmer. Can't make this stuff up. Erev Lag BaOmer. Phone call from Yisrael Goldstein. My daughter gave birth today. Exactly a year later on the day. He says, I want to tell you something else. It's even better. My other daughter gave birth 9 months after Lag BaOmer. I just didn't want to tell you. I don't want to mess up the whole thing with my other daughter. This is a picture. I went to visit that kid. I couldn't believe it. So when I was in New York, I went to visit that baby. But here's a picture of that kid. Today, it's his chalaka. The kid is 3 years old today. That's Yisrael Goldstein's, not AI. Garnished. The story is AI. Shtickle made up.
Shimon or Eli?
Neither. I was wondering the same thing. I was a little deflated. They didn't.
If they were Spartan, they would have told me.
Okay. Weiter. But please don't be mefarsh in the Maisa. Zog the Gemara. Anybody want to sponsor this Reb Shimon for $10,000? Going once, going twice. Nobody's a believer here. A bunch of kaifrim. Mishum Reb Shimon. Asher lo yisyaserem b'shgoga v'oshem. Huh? Mummer Lag BaOmer. Exactly. Mummer Lag BaOmer. Mummer MDY. Mummer Eli. Doesn't believe in the Moifsim. If you believe, you jump up. Yes. 10,000, 20,000. Garnis, there's a guy on the screen over there screaming, yeah, please. Too late. We're saying it. Mishum Rabbi Shimon. He said the name of Rabbi Shimon. Asher lo yisyaserem b'shgoga v'oshem. That what? Only hashav mi diyasai. If somebody is willing. If somebody, you tell him, what are you doing? You're eating chaylev. He goes, oy vey, are you serious? That's a guy that can bring a carbon. Not a mummer, a guy that says, I know that it's aser, but I don't care. A guy that says, I know it's aser and I don't care, tomorrow he can't bring a carbon. Hashav mi diyasai, maybe carbon, al shigiyasai. If he would known, he would have taken it back. That's a person who would bring a carbon. And he showed me the asay. But if he doesn't take it back, any maybe carbon as shigosay. But according to everybody, according to both of them, a mummer cannot bring a carbon. Let's finish this and then I'll do the sponsor. It says in the pasuk, look at this. In the same word after word. Same line. So it's almost the same miser. Person who doesn't care about chaylev always eats chaylev. But blood he doesn't drink. And he drank blood by mistake. That's the nafkemina. If you hold that had he known, like Reb Shimon, had he known he wouldn't have done it, so over here also, had he known his blood, he wouldn't have done it. That was that video we did a long time ago. This is like one of the first videos that Shlomo did.
מה? אני נראה לך שותה דם. אני אדם דתי. סבא שלי היה רב גדול בפוילין.
Anyway, he doesn't drink dam. Eli, and that's Mendy's favorite. Each person has a... Foiland. Oh. So Rabbi said, this is a classic Gemara. So we just said, and what just happened? We're in a kasha and a teretz. What are we doing over here? It's a kasha. We're in the middle of a kasha. Why does the Gemara say before that we learn mum or not from the word mikem? We have another pasuk. We have another source. Ma'amar is the first 2 words on the Samad. Gives us another source. So what's going on here? We have 2 sources that say the same thing. Says the Gemara, no. One source is tell us that he can't bring a chatos, and the other one he can't bring a oila. Utzrichi, and I need both of them. This guy is not he's not roy for kapara. He's a bad guy. He shouldn't be able to bring a kapara. But I would have a havamina. The doyer who it's a gift to Hashem. We should accept it. Why be mean to him? You don't have to zevach Hashem te'eva, so you don't have to bring it. Don't bring it. I don't want your zevach. You're a Russia. It's a te'eva. It's abomination. Chatos the chiyuvahu, but a chatos the chiyuv emel kabel minei. Why should I have a meaning you should take it? Because Mendy always says, what does he say, Mendy? What does Mendy say? Let's hear from you. Shleich choite niskar. There's a guy did an event. You say, you know what? You don't have to pay $500. You're such a bad guy. Even $500 you don't have to pay. That's not right. If I care, you should pay $1,000. You shouldn't get out of it. The Kalmini, Tzricha. Rabbi Isai, turning over the Daf. It's by Daf Global, Specialists in International Financial Services. Chaim Milred. For Shlema Imi Mirasi. Fradaeto Baschano. Besoich Shar Choyle Yisrael. What's this picture over here? Ooh.
Look at that. Here he is.
This is in 2020?
First time before you came to New York, we was prepping.
Really? And Yeshua Price was here with us today, sitting. Wow, that's Mamish. He hasn't sat on this table in ever. This is the first time he's sitting. Are you sitting here l'chvayda? You know what's going to be in there? Wow, that's very cool. Who's the guy on the left? I don't recognize him. I said Joey Levy's on the right. Oh, Joey Levy's Uncle Joey. Go Uncle Joey. Joey Levy, we miss you. Okay, Givaldic. He's not coming with us to Morocco?
No.
But Murad the Kash is coming. Rabbi said we're doing Angata. What every time that a person acts like a behema, the Gemara says you're like a behema, a person like a behema. So the word behema refers to the derogatory thing about ksiv. Adam behema to Hashem, referring about Adam Rishon. Adam behema to Hashem. It's referring to great people that are very, very clever. They're very smart. They have tremendous kishrin. We have people like that in our kollel. I'm not kidding. Like geniuses. Wipe the floor with anybody in this room in kishrin, and you'll never know about them. They will work. They're humble, sheba humble. A few of them, most of them, I think. We don't know. We don't have any baligaiva, but I'm saying you see this guy. He'll talk to you regular. He looks like just an average Shmuel. You walk in the kollel, you never know that this guy, contains in his brain 100 times more than a regular human being. What? Arisha b'chabura. Okay. Nevertheless, they have a tremendous anava. Hosim ksiv says Gemara. Okay, over there ksiv adam ubehema. It says adam next to behema, so it's referring to a great person. Hacha behema luchudaksiv. When it says animal by itself, it's referring to a person that acts like an animal. What? That's what he's saying. He's an Ari Shebechabura. He's the top of the Chabura, but he doesn't act like an Ari. He doesn't act like a. He acts like a behema. No, he acts like an Ari, like a behema. Okay, we have to understand Pshat and what he said. Hacha behema l'chudaksiv. It says Gemara v'chalecha d'chsiv adam behema. You see what every time they say together, it's a good thing. V'ksiv v'zerati is basically Yisrael zera adam v'zera behema. So Rashi over here explains. These are bad. These are people not that very good. Amaratzim, never learned, never read. They don't learn Chumash. They don't learn Mishnayis. He didn't even. Okay, so you don't want to. So at least be a macher. Go with Talmid Chachamim. No, all of the Kasoim is Zerati is based Yisrael. Zera Adam Zera Behemo. Kulei Chacham Aburim. Kulei Zerem Lefroisim Lefroisim. It's a bracha Rabbi Isai for all the people that don't have children. So Gemara says over there, so it's a bad thing. Hasam hachalki kra, but it doesn't say adamu behema together. There's a word in between. It says v'zera behema. Zera adam l'chud, v'zera behema l'chud. What do? We stop over here. Okay, Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day and a gewaldige Lag BaOmer. Thank you for coming. Yeshua Koyach.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.